Emergency Response Plan. This Emergency Response Plan information session will help you understand vital protocols and procedures to ensure preparedness and safety in unforeseen circumstances. The primary duty of the club employees is not to combat emergencies, but to ensure, as far as practicable, the safety of the occupants and their orderly evacuation from the danger zone. In the event of a fire, every second counts. The RACE procedure is a simple and effective way to respond quickly and safely. By following these 4 steps, rescue, activate, close, and extinguish, you can help protect yourself and others while minimizing damage. Stay calm, act fast, and always prioritize safety. Here's what each step means. Rescue. Assist those in immediate danger. Activate. Sound the alarm and alert others. Close. Shut doors and windows to contain the fire. Extinguish. If possible, use an extinguisher to control the fire. Fire classes and extinguishing methods. Class A. Fires from ordinary combustible materials including wood, paper, cloth, rubber, and some plastics. These materials burn and leave ashes, commonly found in offices, homes, and outdoor areas. How to extinguish. Remove the oxygen source by smothering the fire with a non-flammable cover or use water or a Class A-rated fire extinguisher to cool the material until the flames are fully extinguished. You can also use water, foam, or dry chemical ABC fire extinguisher. Avoid using water on fires involving electrical equipment. For best results, ensure all embers are completely out to prevent reignition. Class B. Fires from flammable liquids. What burns? Liquids such as oil, gasoline, and cooking grease are common sources of Class B fires. Important: never use water to extinguish these fires, as it can cause the flames to spread more rapidly and widely. How to put it out. Use a fire extinguisher designed specifically for flammable liquids, such as a Class B, carbon dioxide, dry chemical ABC or BC, or foam extinguisher, to safely smother and extinguish the flames. Class C. Electrical fires. What burns? Fires involving electrical equipment, such as wires, outlets, and appliances. Important: never use water to extinguish electrical fires, as water conducts electricity and can lead to electric shocks. How to put it out. Use a fire extinguisher rated for electrical fires, typically carbon dioxide or dry chemical ABC or BC, to safely extinguish the fire. Class D. Fires from metals. What burns? Metals such as magnesium, aluminum, and titanium, commonly found in industrial environments. Important: do not use water to extinguish these fires, as it can cause a violent reaction that may worsen the fire or lead to explosions. How to put it out. Use a special fire extinguisher containing powder specifically formulated for metal fires. Shake the extinguisher first to mix the powder, then apply it to the fire to effectively suppress the flames. Using a fire extinguisher pass technique. Pull the pin to unlock the extinguisher. Aim the nozzle at the base of the fire. Squeeze the handle to release the extinguishing agent. Sweep the nozzle side to side at the base of the fire until it is extinguished.
According to the Occupational Safety and Health Administration, otherwise known as OSHA, over 200 fires occur in the United States workplace every day. And each year, workplace fires and explosions kill 200 people and injure more than 5,000. Do you know the best way to keep from getting injured in a workplace fire? It's easy. Don't have one. And obviously, preventing a fire is the best way to stay safe. An employer must inform employees upon initial assignment to a job of the fire hazards to which they're exposed. And in addition to that, employees should receive training in basic fire safety and what to do to prevent and escape a fire. In this workplace fire safety training, we'll give you the knowledge to protect yourself and others from potential fire hazards. There are so many ways for workplace fires to start. There's electricity, there's chemicals, flammable liquids, combustible materials, compressed gases, smoking, and even poor housekeeping. Let's talk about electrical hazards for a minute. They're the leading cause of workplace fires. The following guidelines can help you prevent a dangerous situation. Make sure the cords and plugs are in good condition before using electrical equipment. Cords with worn-out wires need to be replaced. Make sure you avoid running cords or wires under rugs and carpets or near a heat source. And be sure to keep the cords out of doorways where they can become worn. Don't overload electrical circuits. Now imagine you only have one outlet with 4 plugs at your office desk. In that one outlet, you need to plug in your computer, a monitor, a printer, and a phone charger. Maybe even a light or a tablet charger, a second monitor, a fan, etc. Simply adding plug extenders or multiple outlet extension cords is dangerous, and the best way to prevent electrical overloading and fires because of that overloading is to use a surge protector or a multiple outlet power strip that's really actually designed for that kind of load. Now, chemicals can pose a variety of risks. Read the labels in the MSDSs or safety data sheets for the fire hazards related to the chemicals you use. Specific handling requirements and training must be provided by your employer for hazardous chemicals. Now remember, it's vital to store chemicals properly and in tightly closed containers. Keep flammable and combustible materials away from ignition sources. Flammable liquids are those that can produce vapors at low temperatures. The vapors can ignite quickly, causing fires or explosions. Liquids labeled as combustible can produce vapors at higher temperatures. Combustible materials are items that can burn and act as a fuel in a fire. These include items such as paper, wood, or plastic. An example of a common dangerous workplace situation is storing paint thinner or fuel cans near a gas water heater or a furnace. This can be easily corrected by moving the items. Be sure to obey your smoking rules and no smoking signs. Extinguish cigarettes and matches completely in special designated containers. Now keep your workplace area free of clutter and combustible scrap materials and other debris. Clutter contributes to fires by providing that fuel we talked about and by preventing access to exits and emergency equipment that may be needed in case of a fire. Arson is another common cause of workplace fires, and it's important to help maintain building security to prevent these arson fires. Lock up as instructed, report suspicious persons, and don't leave combustible rubbish where it can be set fire outside the building. In general, if you see a dangerous situation, correct it. Supervisors are not the only ones responsible for preventing workplace fires. Preventing fires is everybody's responsibility. And if you see a fire hazard that you can't correct yourself, report it to a supervisor immediately. No matter what type of workplace you're in, potentially unsafe conditions can be anticipated. However, unsafe conditions can be corrected or properly controlled, and accidents can be prevented.
In case of an emergency, various communication methods are available, including phones, two-way radios, emails, computers, the announcement system, and the alarm system. In case of an emergency, anticipate receiving communication from key individuals including the manager, reception, incident commander, and crisis response team. See emergency response plan for the names of incident commanders and crisis response team members. Each of these stakeholders plays a crucial role in coordinating our response efforts and ensuring effective communication channels are established during critical situations. Emergency actions. Our response protocols include various scenarios, including evacuation for events such as fire, explosion, suspicious packages, utility outages, workplace violence, gunfire, bomb threats, and gas leaks. Additionally, we have procedures for sheltering in place during earthquakes, major threats in the GTA. In situations involving workplace violence, hostage situations, gunfire, or intruders, lockdown procedures could be implemented to ensure the safety of all individuals on site where evacuation is not safe. Evacuation involves the orderly and timely movement of people away from a potentially dangerous situation or location to a safer area. Shelter in place refers to the immediate action of staying indoors and taking refuge within a building or structure to seek protection from external threats or hazards, such as natural disasters or security incidents, rather than evacuating to another location. Lockdown is a security measure implemented to restrict movement and ensure safety within a facility or area by securing all entry and exit points, typically in response to a threat, such as violence, intrusion, or other emergencies. Emergency procedures. In any emergency situation, prioritize your own safety first, then attend to others. Assess the situation carefully, notify the appropriate person immediately, offer assistance within the scope of your training, and document important details for future reference. Handling an emergency is like putting on your own oxygen mask first on an airplane. You need to make sure you're safe so you can help others effectively. Scenario: general evacuation procedures. An evacuation is happening because of a possible gas leak or fire. What will you do? Fire alarm response. What to do? The fire alarm sounds. Do not hesitate. Act immediately. This is not the time to assume it's a false alarm. Head straight to reception. Find out what's happening. Stay calm. No panic. No rushing. If safe, gather information. Incident commander should be identified or assigned immediately. If the designated incident commander is not available, a member of the crisis response team should assume responsibilities of the incident commander immediately. Incident commander should instruct reception to make an announcement. Attention please. We are experiencing a fire alarm and are currently investigating the cause. Please stop all activities and prepare to evacuate the building if instructed to do so. If someone witnessed a false alarm, they should report it immediately. Check the fire alarm panel. The incident commander should direct the facilities manager, maintenance manager, grounds manager, or manager on duty to find where the alarm was triggered. If safe, investigate. The incident commander will have only 2 to 3 minutes to identify a false alarm before the evacuation begins. If the nature of the fire alarm has not been identified within a few minutes, the evacuation should commence immediately. Never silence the alarm. If danger is confirmed or no false alarm is reported, evacuate immediately and follow the below steps. If safe to do so, instruct reception to announce, "May I have your attention, please? We are experiencing an alarm condition. We ask that everyone leave the club by the closest, safest exit immediately. Please assemble at our designated master point at Green P parking on Price Teat. Thank you for your cooperation." This announcement should repeat 4 to 5 times. Move quickly, stay safe, follow the plan. Always treat every fire drill and alarm like it's the real thing. If you see fire or smoke, get out of the area right away and pull the nearest fire alarm. Call 911, then notify the incident commander and reception. If things are falling around you, take cover under a sturdy table or desk. If there's heavy smoke, stay low to the ground to avoid breathing it in. Only if safe to do so, the crisis response team gathers at reception. This is your command center. Grab a two-way radio, evacuation plan, and flashlight. Test them. These will be your lifelines for communication. Next, incident commander will direct emergency responders. Someone must be at the entrance, ready to guide them. If it is safe, begin the evacuation by sending members of the crisis response team to their designated evacuation areas. Make sure to note who was sent to each area and test the two-way radios for communication. Members of crisis response team will proceed to their assigned areas and lead people through the emergency exits. Incident commander will check in regularly with each team member. Safety first. While searching, pay close attention to washrooms and locker rooms, corners and dark spaces where children may hide, offices and small rooms, storage areas and pro shop, parking areas, basement tout. No one gets left behind. Move fast, stay calm, and follow the plan. Once the club is evacuated, everyone gathers at the designated muster point, Green P parking on Price Sate. If it is safe to do so, the incident commander should retrieve the guest sign-in sheet, employee sign-in information, and other records containing details of all employees, guests, and members at the club. The incident commander should instruct the crisis response team to account for all employees, members, and guests to ensure no one is left behind. Crisis response team will verify and record who is present. Take a head count. If safe, identify anyone missing and note their last known location. No one goes back inside. Do not re-enter the club under any circumstances until emergency responders or the incident commander give clearance. Keep pathways clear. Emergency personnel need space to do their job. Do not block their access. If the situation worsens, the incident commander will adjust the plan. This may mean sending employees home or arranging transport to a safer location. Always ensure children are evacuated. If an adult refuses to evacuate, make it clear, twice, that they must leave due to an emergency. If an adult refuses, do not argue, move on. Your priority is checking other areas and ensuring as many people as possible evacuate safely. Immediately report the person's name and location to the incident commander and emergency responders. Once the fire department gives clearance, the incident commander directs the crisis response team to guide employees, members, and guests back inside, safely and in an orderly manner. Ensure children and those with disabilities use the appropriate entrances. At reception, an announcement is made. May I have your attention, please? The situation is now clear, and you may re-enter the club. We apologize for any inconvenience. Thank you for your cooperation. Remember, the incident commander's role is not to fight the emergency, but to ensure a safe and orderly evacuation and re-entry when it's safe to do so. If a false alarm is reported, incident commander will gather the facts immediately. Ask who reported it, where, when, and how it was triggered. Identify any witnesses and record all details as soon as possible. Remember, you have only a few minutes to identify a false alarm, gather all necessary information, and make an announcement before employees and members begin evacuating. Communicate with everyone in the club. Direct reception to announce. May I have your attention, please? We are experiencing a false alarm. The fire department is on their way, and the alarm will be silenced as soon as it is safe to do so. Evacuation is not mandatory at this time, but please stop your activities and be prepared to evacuate if instructed. Thank you for your cooperation. Repeat this 4 to 5 times. Meanwhile, the crisis response team assembles at reception to do the following. Grab a two-way radio and flashlight. Test them. Stay ready in case evacuation is needed. Direct the fire department upon arrival. Incident commander should send someone to wait at the entrance with the fire alarm panel key to assist firefighters. Until the fire department confirms evacuation is unnecessary, the incident commander and crisis response team remain at reception, ready to act.